Baritone Ukulele tutorial for Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Now this song only has 3 chords in it, and those chords are D, A, and G. And we're going to be learning it in the original key, which is great because then you can play along with the recording. And it's sort of like practicing with a metronome, but instead of just hearing a boring metronome click, you'll be playing with the band Creedence Clearwater Revival, which is way more fun. Even though I think playing with metronomes is also fun. First, I'm going to show you how to play each of those 3 chords. Then I'm going to show you the form of the song and what the chord progression is for the song. Then I'm going to teach you a strumming pattern, and then I'm going to give you a very quick little theory lesson. And then we're going to put it all together and do a play along. I have timestamps in the description below if you want to skip ahead to any of those sections. Also, if you want a printable PDF chord chart with the chords and lyrics of the song, I have a link to download that in the description below. It'll definitely make it easier to follow along, so I recommend downloading that and checking it out, but you don't need it to get playing, so let's get started. Now, I'm going to show you up close to the camera how those chords look. So, the very first chord, D, you're going to put your index finger right here in the 2nd fret on the G string. Your middle finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the E string. And these are the 2 most important fingers to get down first, okay? Because if you get down these 2 fingers first, you're playing a D6 chord, which is actually pretty close to a D major chord. So if you only can get 2 fingers down, you want it to be these 2. If you want it to be a full D major chord, then you need to add this ring finger here in the 3rd fret on this B string, okay? So this is our D major chord. The next chord that we're going to play is an A major chord. And for A major, you're going to start with your index finger. You're going to put it on the 2nd fret of the D string. Your middle finger goes on the 2nd fret of the G string. And your ring finger goes on the 2nd fret of the B string. So 3 fingers all on the 2nd fret with an open E string. See? So, and this is our A major. So we have D major and A major. Now, the very last chord we have is quite easy. It's just a G major chord, and all you need to do is put your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, just like that. And that is your G major chord, okay? So we have D, A, and then G. And that's it. Now, the chord we're going to start on is a D major chord. So you're going to start in your D major chord shape, and you're going to play that for 1 bar, and you can count 4 beats per measure. For every bar, we have 4 beats. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 on D, okay? Then you're going to switch to A, and you're going to play that for 4 beats for 1 measure. So A for 1 bar, and then you have 2 bars of D again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is this first little 4-bar phrase, and the 4-bar phrase is D, A, D, and D. And we just loop this 4-bar phrase 4 times, okay? So let's try it together. So we start on D, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go to A, 2, 3, 4, and then we go back to D again, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the first 4 bars. Then we just do that whole thing over again. So we stay on D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the second loop. We do it another time. Stay on 1, 2, 3, 4, still on D, then A, 2, 3, 4, then back to D again. Then we go, do it. This is now going to be the last time we loop it. So we just do D, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, and then back to D, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this next part of the song, this is the part that goes, don't go around tonight, well it's bound to take your life. We're going to go to G for 2 measures, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go to D for 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go to A for 1 measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go to G for 1 measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go back to D for 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is the whole song. Let's try playing it now with the lyrics, okay? We're going to start on D. Ready? I'll count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see a bad moon rising. 3, 4, 1, 2. Again, we loop the same thing. I see trouble on the way. 1, 2. Again, we loop it. I see the earthquakes and section where we go to the chord G for don't go around tonight when it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. And that is the whole song. So now let's do it with a little bit more of a fun strumming pattern, okay? So instead of just doing 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 down strums, I'm gonna go down, down, up, down, up, down, up, okay? Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And when I do the very first down in that strumming pattern phrase, I'm gonna kind of hit more on this D string, okay? I'm not gonna really hit all 4 strings, so it's kind of, I might accidentally hit sort of the string underneath it too, that's totally fine, but I'm gonna kind of aim to just sort of put most of the pressure on that D string when I hit it, okay? So I'm gonna go down, down, up, and then when I do that down, up, I'm gonna go across all the strings, so down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. And I'm really gonna emphasize 2 of the down ups, but not all. So I'm gonna emphasize, after I hit the D string, I'm gonna emphasize that down up that comes after that, and then I'm gonna do a quieter down up, and then a louder down up, so it goes down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So I'm gonna mute my strings just so you can maybe hear it a little more clearly, so it's down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it's down, loud, quiet, loud, down, loud, quiet, loud. And changing the volume of those different strums really kind of adds some nice dynamics to the strumming pattern and makes it sound a lot more interesting than if it was just all the same volume, right? So let's try it with the first chord, okay? So we're going to start with that chord D, okay? So down. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do that strumming pattern, that down, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1 time for every measure, okay? So it would sound like this. Cool? Now if you don't know what diatonic chords are, that's totally fine. I actually have a whole video about them that you should watch, which I will link in the description below. But if you do know about them, I want you just to pay attention to the fact that in this song we're playing a 1 chord, which is D. That's our home key, right? We're in the key of D major, so D is the 1 chord, right? And then we go to the 5 chord, okay, which is A. And then we go back to the 1 chord again, which is D. So we're going 1, 5, 1. I think it's good for us to pay attention to that so we can start training our ear to recognize, oh yeah, this is what a chord progression 1, 5, 1 sounds like, right? Then we go to the 4 chord, which is G, and then we go back to the 1, which is D. Then we go to the 5 chord again, which is A. Then we go to the 4 chord again, which is the G, and then back home at the end to the 1 chord, which is D. So it's cool to listen to the chords and think about the numbers of the chords instead of the actual chord names, okay? So I would be thinking instead of D, A, D, D, I would be saying 1, 5, 1, 1 in my head, okay? And we could think about it that way, right? 1, so I'm starting on the 1 chord. 1, 5, 1, 1, 5, 1, 1, 5, 1, 1, 5, 1. Now in the next section, 4, 4, 1, 1, 5, 4, 1. As I said, if that doesn't make any sense to you, don't worry about it. You could still totally play and enjoy the song. But if you want to learn about diatonic chords, check that video in the description below. Knowing about diatonic chords will definitely help you with ear training and being able to recognize chord progressions that you hear and replicating them yourself. Okay, now let's play through the whole song together. I'm going to sing it, do the strumming pattern, and I hope you'll join me. I'm going to count us in as well, and I'm going to do a 4-bar intro, just hanging out on that chord D to start, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Earth strongly encourage you to try playing it with the actual recording because it's so fun to play with the actual band. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. And if you want to see more videos about baritone ukulele, more tutorials, or just ukulele tutorials in general, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post one video a week and I would love to have you here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day or night.